Hi, I'm going to be making somewhat of a brief video because I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this subject um, for lots of different reasons that I'll get into in a moment. I'm making this video and I won't be sharing it on Twitter like I have with my previous videos because today is Friday the 13th and there is a boycott on Twitter for their censorship of Rose McGowan in regards to the Harvey Weinstein case. What Harvey Weinstein, it seems now, has clearly been doing for years is not a shock to me. And I am shocked that it's a shock to anybody else. To me, this problem is everywhere because we live in a patriarchal society and because this is what we're taught. I mean, I'm not saying that men are taught to treat women that way. I mean, some men are, but I think that women, especially young women, are taught that they are less important, that their safety, that their bodies are there to be used, and that it will negatively impact them if they say no. I was 20 years old once, and I was in a relationship with someone who abused me and took my power away from me. And I don't even know how I got into that situation. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how I let that happen. But it happened. And for a long time I blamed myself. But it's not my fault. It was his fault. He treated me that way. He manipulated the situation. He manipulated me to the point where I did feel like I deserved the behaviour that he bestowed upon me. I didn't deserve it. I still don't deserve it. No one deserves it. It's horrible, it's horrendous, and it is disgusting, and there is no excuse for it. I got out of that relationship, but I didn't get out of it unscarred. I carry the scars with me all the time, and I carry them as a parent and thinking about how I want my children to treat other people and how I want them to treat themselves. And I work really hard to respect their boundaries because I don't want them to, for a second, think that their boundaries and their wants in regard to their own personal being are ever less important than anything else. So when my daughter says, no, I don't want to give you a cuddle right now, she does not need to give me a cuddle. That is fine. The same goes for my son, and I want him to understand that between him and other people, and I want her to understand that too. I'm not shocked by the revelations of Harvey Weinstein and the various other people in the Hollywood world. That doesn't surprise me at all. And it doesn't surprise me that it takes women so long to come out and speak about it. I still, until today, I have not spoken publicly about what happened to me. I've alluded to it. I've spoken in detail with my husband about it. I have spoken to my mum about it, but only about a year or so ago. I haven't spoken about it properly. I spoke to a therapist about it. And it was really tough. I spent 3 years of my life after that relationship bedbound with chronic fatigue syndrome brought about by the psychological trauma of being in that relationship. My husband was the first man that I had any real relations with after that relationship. He was the first man that I could trust after that relationship. And that was really telling at the beginning, that taught me that he was going to be my husband because I did trust him and I hadn't trusted any man for a long time. The women who go through these terrible things, not just in Hollywood, but around the world, are traumatized by them, and they are followed by that trauma for the rest of their lives. They may get up each day, they may form new, happier parts of their lives like I have done, but it's still there in the back of their mind every single day, and the guilt they feel for not speaking out, the guilt I feel for not speaking out, is awful. What if that man that did that to me has gone on to do the same to others, and I didn't say anything? And I have to forgive myself for that, because there's nothing I can do about it now. I have no idea where in the world he is or what he's doing. I don't know who to contact, if there was anyone to contact. The events themselves took place in another country, and it was so long ago. I don't know what to do about it now. All I can hope is that someone else was braver or stronger than me at the time and was able to speak out if it did happen to them. I guess what I'm trying to say in this video is that, yes, this problem is not a shock in Hollywood, but it shouldn't be a shock anywhere. This is going on everywhere. This is a problem throughout society. As women, we are important. Our bodies are important. Our wants and needs are important, and they deserve to be respected. We should respect them, but we should expect other people to respect them too. And it is not wrong to say no, and it will not ruin your life if you say no. You can say no, you can have that control, and you can stand up for yourself. So if you are someone who is going through this, or has been through this, or is worried about potentially going through this in the future, please remember, you are important, you do matter. And there are whole host of places that you can go and get help. And that's all I'm going to talk about right now. I'm not going to go into more detail about what happened to me. This is not the place for it. It's not the time for it. My thoughts go out to anyone who is experiencing any kind of abuse or mistreatment. I don't know what to say to you other than get through this. You will come out the other side. Like I say, I'm not posting this on Twitter. We're boycotting Twitter today. All women should, if they can, boycott Twitter today for their silencing of Rose McGowan. However temporary it may have been, and for whatever reason they would like you to think it was for. They silenced her when she tried to speak the truth about some horrific things that happened to her and to other women. Let's start talking. We shouldn't be silent right now. Let's start talking. Okay. Well, that's it for today.